This is the brand new Smasher version 2 by FMS. This is a 1/24 scale mini monster truck and it looks amazing. Now when the weather's like this, there's only one thing for it. You need to bring the fun indoors. Now there's lots of ways you can do this. You can buy a car like this or a car like this. But I think if you buy one of these, you're going to have the most fun. Now we've got a lot to do today. We're going to get this thing unboxed. We're going to take a closer look at what we get. We're also going to take a closer look at the Smasher itself. And then we're going to give it a little run. Ooh, very nice. So in the box, we've got the Smasher version 2 monster truck itself. We've got a 7.4 volt 2S 380 milliamp hour battery, a USB charger, a cross wrench, a black and white manual, which is basic, but it's good enough to get you up and running. We've got a bag of accessories and it looks like we've got some O-rings in there as well, so that we can convert the friction shocks to oil-filled shocks. Finally, we get a decal sheet. So this is the transmitter then. Now I don't think this is too bad. It does feel nice to hold. We've got a nice foam grip on the wheel. Got like a carbon effect going on there as well. Now you've got your usual features like your steering trim, your throttle trim, and your dual rate adjustments. Now this thing was originally called the Max Smasher, and the rumour is Traxxas didn't like that, which is why they've had to re-release this and call it the Smasher version 2. Now we all know what Traxxas is capable of, so I think that rumour is probably true. Now styling wise, I think this thing looks great. It's covered in chrome. We've got a nice chrome front grille, chrome front bumper, chrome lights on the top, but I don't think these actually work. They're just for show, and a chrome rear bumper as well. So let's get the body show off and take a closer look underneath. Now this thing doesn't have any body clips. The way you release the body on this is by pressing in the small tabs at the front and the rear, and then the body should pop off. So I'm just going to unplug the LEDs for a moment. So this is the underside of the body, and as you can see, it is actually painted. Really, really nice. Great attention to detail, FMS. I'm liking this thing a lot already. So let's talk about the electronics first of all then. So as you can see there, that is our 10 amp 2-in-1 ESC and receiver. Down here we've got a metal geared servo with a servo saver, and I believe that is an upgraded feature on the version 2. The version 1 didn't have the servo saver. Here we have the 130 sized power dash motor, and that should be plenty powerful enough for a tiny little monster truck like this. On the top here we've also got the servo, which controls your 2-speed transmission. Now if we hit the channel 3 button on the transmitter, as you can see, that little servo controls your 2-speed. That is really cool, especially on a tiny little monster truck like this. So let's test the steering servo out then, nice and quick. And considering those are quite big wheels, that thing doesn't even struggle. Very nice. Right, so moving on, let's talk about some of the chassis features. Right, so let's start with the shocks then. I always like starting with the shocks when I do these reviews. Now, it is quite bouncy out the box. These are friction shocks, but they can be upgraded using the included O-rings. But I actually like friction shocks on a lot of these smaller cars because they add to the realism. So we'll see how we get on when we test it out later. We've got 4-link suspension, pull-tool axles, metal diffs, a plastic chassis. It's really hard to see down there, but you've also got metal CVD drive shafts front and rear. Like I said before, we've got the 2-speed transmission. Now this thing also has partial bearings, meaning it's not fully loaded with ball bearings throughout, and I think it's the pull-to axles that actually have bushings. Now if you're that bothered, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a cheap and easy upgrade, but I can't see it being a major issue on this 1/24 scale mini monster truck. Now to secure the battery, you've got like this rubber strap, which again is really nice, and I don't think you got that on the original version. You just got some sort of rubber band, so that's a really nice little upgrade as well. I think we'll get the battery fitted, we'll get the body back on, and let's take a look at those LED lights. Now to switch the LED lights on this, you have to hold down the bind button on the transmitter. I find that slightly odd, but they do look really cool. We're going to see if we can pop some wheelies. We're not going to do anything too crazy because it is only a little truck. So let's head outside and do that now. Now before we do that, if you want to check out the full spec, I will leave a link down below where you can head over to the FMS website. So I just want to show you the two different speed settings. This is the low setting. That's more for your crawling and that sort of stuff. And then if we switch up to the high setting, that makes things a lot quicker. Really enjoyable little truck. Now, even though this thing comes with friction shocks, I felt like it performed okay. And again, if you do want to do the upgrade and you want to turn them into oil-filled shocks, you absolutely can. I don't think it's necessary, but you may think it is. Now, if you switch to the low speed setting, it could also be a very capable little crawler. What a great little truck, especially if you're looking for something to play with inside or in the garden when the weather is bad. You can pick one of these up on the FMS website, and if you use code beyondRC, you can get 10% off your order. That means you can grab one of these at a great price. FMS have been doing some great things lately, and they always surprise me when it comes to quality for the price. If you haven't already, make sure you've subscribed to the channel and you've got notifications turned on so that you don't miss out when I post a new video. See you on the next one. Take care. If you want to see more from FMS, click one of these videos now.